I swear this one you'll save. Better lock it in your pocket.
I can't play the whole song, guys. You know why? You get copyrighted, and I don't want to do that because I'm just starting my channel out and we don't want to mess anything up. So welcome back. Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Joy's Serendipity. If you're new here, I am Joy, and this is your space for real conversations, soft strength, and self-discovery, and a glow up you can never learn in school. So I was sitting the other day and I was like, what would be a video that I would be interested in? So I'm gonna make a certain series, and as you can tell by the title and whatnot, you can see where I'm going with this. It's gonna be just like of different shows that we all can relate to, and I am a huge like TV and movie guru, so I like dissecting shows the second time I watched them around, because with Pretty Little Liars, I've seen the show. It's my comfort show, so I watch it when I'm dealing with anxiety, and I would say I've seen the show over 40 times fully through. Season 7 I don't have an issue with, so whatever. But today we are going back to a show that had me in a chokehold, and an entire generation in a chokehold. Pretty Little Liars. And no, we're not here for plot holes or creepy texts from A. We're here to talk about something deeper, because that's what my channel is about. We're talking about trust, friendship, secrecy, and survival, because that's what I got from the show. So I wanted to dissect certain shows, and we're starting with this one, my favorite one. Pretty Little Liar was not just a thriller, it was a mirror of what it feels like to be a teenage girl learning to navigate loyalty, image, and emotional safety. So today we are unpacking the friendship dynamics in Pretty Little Liars, the good, the messy, the toxic, because there was toxic, and what they can teach us about setting boundaries, healing from betrayal, and choosing friendships that feel safe and not performative. So if you're new here, definitely stay tuned for this series. You aren't going to want to miss it. Like this, subscribe, make sure you share it so other people can come. I don't have anything to drink right now. I'm waiting on it, so bear with me. My voice may crack. My voice is like very scratchy in the morning. I get made fun of it for it, but I don't care. So stay tuned. Grab your tea and water. It's a hot one outside, and let's get started.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Joy's Serendipity. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. You won't regret it.
I have the playlist for Pretty Little Liars, like every song from the show. I will attach it to this in the description. I can't play it on here because, again, copyright, but I'm always putting you on good music. They had great music on the show, and there's so many good ones on there. Remember the scene where Spencer was like looking, what is the name of the song, because it's gonna bother me. I can't live without you. Yes, I love that song. I think it was when the girls were prepping, like they knew deep down that they were about to go to jail. If you've never seen the show, I'm sorry, there's a lot of spoiler alerts, but you decided to watch this, so I guess I can give you some hints as to what may happen, but that's not what this video is about. Let's get started with the Pretty Little Liars that were loyal to a fault, and that's the first lesson. We were taught that being a good friend means being a ride or die, taking secrets to the grave, ignoring red flags, letting things slide because she's going through something. But here's what Pretty Little Liars shows us, and what a lot of us learn the hard way. Loyalty without boundaries turns into self-abandonment. I've talked about this a lot on all of my platforms. These girls were constantly sacrificing their safety, relationships, and peace just to protect each other, or more accurately, protect the image of the friendship, because it was an image. I feel like Alison specifically chose certain girls to be friends with, and that was where her fault was. But I feel like Spencer was covering for everyone's lies. That's what she was good at. That's where her loyalty was. Hanna was hiding her trauma through jokes and losing herself in secrets. Emily was putting everyone else's feelings above her own. She was like how did Mona describe them? There's a scene I want to share with you guys, but we won't. And of course, Alison, the queen bee, the manipulator, the girl everyone feared and followed. What can I say about the girl? This girl is who made you feel chosen and replaceable at the same time. Starting with episode 1, the plot episode, where she scared the girls, and then she like kind of manipulated them into saying like, hey, we share secrets, that's what keeps us together. Except for the first episode, she didn't share any of her secrets. It was her kind of like dangling everyone else's secrets in front of everyone, but everyone didn't know because she knew each of their secrets secretly. But I digress. There's something about teenage friendships that makes everything feel like life or death. And I'm just speaking for girls in general, because I am a girl, and like I don't know how boys maneuver their friendships as teenagers. Theirs seem so much easier, but also surface level. Friendships should never feel like survival mode. I want to make that very clear. You shouldn't have to shrink, stay silent, or sacrifice just to be included. And that's what Alison was kind of hinting at the very first episode. And the girls took that with them because they wanted to forever like be chosen by her. And I feel like that's what made the relationship toxic. And on top of that, I feel like the parents secretly knew that Alison was the key root to all of the girls' problems, but the girls were so loyal to AT, like they had kind of trauma bonded, that they felt like there's no other way, like I could be friends with anyone else. So I also feel like secrets are heavy even when they are shared. The second lesson Pretty Little Liars taught us, or gives us, is secrets create distance even when you think they're bonding you. Like I said from the very episode with Alison, with the plot, like how she had Emily's secret that Emily didn't even share with her parents because Emily wasn't even sure of it like being a thing. Like she was scared, and Alison was like, I'm sure you like the Beyonce album or whatever. And Emily was like, are you serious? Like her facial expressions, like, we serious? Same with Aria's dad. Alison dangled that over. Alison happened to be at everyone's very, very prominent secret experience, and that's kind of odd, but she blackmailed the girls. That's a different story, different day. But yes, secrets do create distance even when you feel like it's bonding you all. In the show, the girls are tied together by this never-ending top secret that A knows something. Someone else finds out, they panic, they cover, they spiral, and over time the secrets start to erode the trust between them. Remember that time where A turned, there's multiple A's, but remember the first A turned, or at least tried to turn Hanna against her friends by getting Hanna to do something to protect her mother. And we all know they tried to put family before, friendship, which kind of suck. A was wrong for that, but I digress. It's wild how much we as women are taught to hold things in. We hide our feelings so we don't seem dramatic. We keep someone's secret even when it's hurting us. We smile through betrayal because we don't want to lose the group. But that kind of silence is a slow leak, and it drains your joy, your identity, and your voice. And I feel like episode after episode, it felt like the girls were draining. Like they were scared that they weren't going to get out. Like they desperately wanted to go to college, and like in high school, like you're excited for college, but you also want to cherish the last years with your friends. And they couldn't even do that because they were focused on worrying for secrets not to get out. I remember everyone's first secrets, and everyone in the group knew their own secrets, but they didn't know each other's. The only prominent person who knew everyone's secrets was Alison, and so she had that over everyone. And so she would blackmail them to keep a bond with them. I don't know if she had like a mother wound or something. I knew she had a dad wound because we didn't see her dad in the first episode, which is kind of in the first season, to be honest. I feel like her dad was a deadbeat, but I digress. I feel like the lesson from that, though, is that secrets that protect others at the expense of your own peace are not noble. They're harmful, and you deserve friendships where you can be honest without fear, where your truth doesn't threaten the dynamic, it strengthens it. Like, have you guys ever kept a secret for a friend even though like you had no peace with it being, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be bad? I kept a secret from my friend. It's out now because like she can't hide it. My friend was pregnant, and so she had me keep the secret from everyone. I was the first person that she ever told, which I was like, okay girl, like who am I gonna tell? But it was just that, like, oh my goodness, I can't wait till she tells people. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I can't be excited out loud until everyone else knows. But she wanted to make sure, like, women tend to do that. They wait till the first trimester to make sure it, like, the baby's healthy, whatever. But yeah, I also feel like if your friendship can't hold space for honesty, it's not intimacy, it's image management. Alison tried to keep their girls in their place when it came to what role they played in the group. Like, Emily was the loyal one. Like, she felt like she could never go against Alison. Aria was the admiring one. Like, she was who everyone tried to be. That's who Alison tried to make her out to be. Hanna was like, I can't remember how Mona described them, but it fit them to a T, and Alison built her own posse how she wanted to. At some point, we have to ask, is this really a safe space, or am I just scared to speak up? You have to ask that in friendships if you feel like you're not able to speak your piece. I feel like Spencer Hastings in the burnout of a strong girl role is also prominent in this show. Let's talk about Spencer, the girl who always had the answers even when she was falling apart. Like, remember the episode where she started taking drugs, which Alison was the only one that knew, and like she held it over her head all the time. And it wasn't like the bad drugs you think about, like all drugs are bad, but like it was like pills to help her stay awake so she can study, because she felt the pressure from her family. Spencer was brilliant. She was driven. She was hyper aware. She was the one you could count on to solve, fix, and carry it. But what do you do when you're the one who needs saving? And you always hear that cliche saying, like, check on your strong friends, which is very true. A lot of people don't think strong people like spiral out and have moments where they need someone there for them as much as they are there for others, but no one really checks on them. So being the responsible one doesn't mean you don't deserve softness. So many of us relate to Spencer because we've learned to survive by staying sharp, competent, and in control. But underneath that, we are tired. We are exhausted. This is why I feel like of all the girls, I relate most to Hanna and Spencer wrapped into one. That's why they're my favorite characters. Also, by the way, let me know in the comments who your favorite character is, because I like discussing the show with people. Spencer teaches us that burnout isn't about just doing too much. It's about feeling like your worth is attached to being the reliable person. And that's a load to carry. I've definitely played a role, the one who holds it all together until you're crying at 2 a.m. in a locked bathroom and no one even notices because you got it. She got it. Oh, she'll be fine. Oh, she's so resilient. You know what? I know being told you're resilient is supposed to be a compliment, but I hate being told that I'm resilient because it wasn't by choice. I've been through a lot in my life, and I wish I didn't have to be resilient. I wish I didn't have to be strong to get through what it is I went through. And for some reason, people like admire the resilience, and it's irritating. I wanted to be a child. I wanted to like sit back and have someone fight for me the way I fight with, you know? But I digress. No one notices at all when you need someone to fight for you. But being a strong friend doesn't mean you should carry it all. You should be allowed to rest, to be soft, to fall apart without shame. And that's why I like Toby for Spencer, because he allowed her to be soft and fall in her feminine. Oftentimes we're told, find a man who lets you be feminine, and Toby was that for Spencer. He knew she had it, he knew she was strong, but he also was like, hey, you have it, but let me get it sometimes. Let me be the man that I was raised to be and why I was brought into your life. And I think Spencer was like actually happy, like someone can finally understand her and let her rest. Another thing I would say you can learn from the show is reclaiming your identity outside of the group. So when Alison first died, each girl went their own way. Emily was focused on sports and she had like her boyfriend. Hanna was the new popular girl, but she still remembered where she came from because she wasn't mean. But she was with Mona, who happened to be mean, who, helped her become this like it girl. That was a different story. Spencer was focused on school, success, going to college, and just, doing what her parents expected of her. And then Aria, her family moved her out of town for a different story. Her dad had a secret that Aria was keeping for him, even though that's a lot to ask from your child. But yeah, Aria was like focused on arts and dating an older man. But yeah. So something else Pretty Little Liars gets so right in the way it explores it is identity within the group dynamic. Because when you're a part of a tight-knit friendship, especially one that formed in your teens, it's easy to lose sight of who you are outside of it. I had this tight-knit friendship I was with, but we did our best to make sure we all had our identity outside of it. The one thing I would say was wrong with the friendship is in the group there were cliques, if that makes sense. Like there was a certain person you hung out with more, and a lot of the times other people in the group felt left out. So yeah, I would say Aria was the artsy one, but also the girl who stayed quiet to keep the peace, aka keeping her dad's secret of being a freaking cheater. Emily was the gentle soul, but her voice was often overpowered. It doesn't help that she was an army brat. Yeah, Hanna was seen as the pretty one and constantly underestimated. Everyone thought she was just a pretty face. The girl was smart and talented when it came to fashion. And quick-witted. You know how smart you have to be witty? Don't underestimate a witty person. When you're labeled within a group, it can become your personality. But true self-worth starts when you learn to define yourself outside of the circle. Who are you when you're not the funny one, the smart one, the pretty one? That's where your real power lies. Yes, that is a part of you, but that is not your entire identity, which is why, Alison didn't like when the girls kind of like steered off, because they started finding out who they were outside of the group as well, not who Alison labeled them as. I like that the show showed that. Another thing you can learn is what healthy friendships actually look like. So what does this all lead to? What do we do with these lessons? We stop romanticizing, messy loyalty and start choosing mutual safety. Here's what real friendship looks like. Being able to say, I'm hurt, without being gaslit, aka Alison. Being seen as you are and not who they need you to be, aka Alison. Growing without being guilt tripped. Being honest even when it's awkward, and because the connection is worth protecting. Don't get me wrong, I liked Alison and I feel like she had growth on the show in a way. I wish they did focus on it a little bit more, because we didn't really see her growth until kind of season 5, 6. I feel like the girls were a little bit stronger when Alison was missing. Like they started realizing, hey, we don't have to be mean. We don't have to sit around and watch someone bully others in the name of being their friend. And I feel like that's the growth we should have seen with Alison. Like, hey, they're still friends even though they're not like mean like me. Your friendship should feel like home, not like walking on eggshells, which I feel like the girls felt when it came to Alison. Like that scene where they were in the cafeteria and Mona was there and Alison was bullying Mona, and instead of the girls like having a backbone and saying, hey, like, Alison, that's not cool, they just sat idly by and quiet. So they weren't like necessarily bullying with her, but they were complicit, and that's just as worse as bullying as well. So my closing thoughts, if Pretty Little Liars taught us anything, it's this: friendships built on fear will always be fragile. You deserve to be surrounded by people who honor your truth, not just your silence. And loyalty doesn't mean losing yourself. If you've ever been a secret keeper, the fixer, the ride or die, I see you. But maybe this is your sign to be the friend to yourself that always, has been to everyone else. Be the friend to yourself that you've always been to everyone else. Because a lot of times you're neglecting yourself in the name of friendship. Let me know in the comments, what friendship lesson did Pretty Little Liars teach you? Or which character do you see yourself most in? Like I've said, I've told you I felt related to Hanna and Spencer because they're both witty. Hanna had, body issues that she dealt with. I dealt with body issues, but into fashion, she was a real ride or die. I relate to Spencer because I was also the smart one and trying to live up to something, expectations of the family, and it was just way too much pressure to where you end up like just falling apart. I relate to both of them. So let me know who you relate to. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who needs this, and subscribe for more deep chats and healing content. Until next time, I love you guys and thank you guys for supporting me. I really am trying to grow this channel the way I grew my blog. All of my information of places you can find me will be in the description below. So definitely, support your girl and don't miss out. I will see you next week because we will be doing another show. I'm not going to tell you what show it is, but a lot of people like to watch it in the fall. That is a hint at it. So if you think you know the show, guess it in the comments below and check in next week to see if you were right. We all love a guessing game. But anyway, again, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next show. I love you guys. Mwah.